Welcome to the Saturday edition of Todd Hammer. We've got a Maelstrom war game, tactical Gambit, around about 1,500 points. We're probably 25 points over that, but we're going to call it 1,500. We're going with the generic 8 command points for both sides since I'm in a list building phase, and Danman really just wanted to see the number 8 2 times for the World Eaters. It's really a secret. He's playing like he's a good guy, but in reality he's just trying to generate more power for Khorne. My Space Wolf Warlord is Harold Fairhair. Not a big fan of his head, but he's pretty. His relic is the Wolfenstone that gives him +1 attack in the fight phase, and anybody within 3 inches of him. And then his trait is Saga of the Wolfkin, which gives him +1 attack if he charges or is charged. And if he kills 5 guys, he gets a 6-inch aura for everybody around him. Daneman's Warlord is the Demon Prince of Khorne, whose relic is the Brass Collar of Borgaster, who hates Psychers, praise be. Templars hate him too. And his trait is Exalted Champion, which gives him an additional attack, which he gets an additional attack as a Demon Prince of Khorne anyway, so all the attacks. My Psyker is Najal Stormcaller, which is weird for me. Never had a Psyker, so this is a debut. We took Tempest Wrath, Murderous Hurricane, and Stormcaller. Najal just wanted the last one because that's his last name. But we're playing Maelstrom of War Tactical Gambit. Basically, we're going to bet on how many tactical objectives we're going to achieve within each battle round, and if we get it, good for us. If we don't, good for your opponent. But we're going to talk about the battlefield. Here it is. Set up our objectives all near this Manufactorum district, and one just in this Basilica Sanctum wreckage. We chose a Dawn of War deployment, which is basically a foot the length of the board for each person, leaving 24 inches between. And here are the Space Wolves. Starting off with 10 Blood Claws. There's a Wolfguard pack leader in there with a Thunderhammer and a Plasma Pistol. The Blood Claw pack leader with his Power Fist and Bolt Pistol. Everybody else has Bolt Pistols and Chain Swords except for the one guy who swapped it out for a Plasma. Then we have some Grey Hunters, a unit of 10. Bolt Guns, Bolt Pistols. We've got the pack leader with his Frost Axe. The Wolfguard battle leader with Wolf Claws. We've got the icon there, the banner. Then our HQs, we've got Harold Fairhair. He's the only addition, he and Najal are the only addition to the list we saw last time. He's got a Power Fist and a Combi Plasma. Najal is Najal, and we've got Ulrich the Underwhelming Slayer. We've got a unit of 5 Wolfguard Terminators, Chain Weaponry, Chain Fist, Power Fist, Storm Bolters, except for the Assault Bolter there, or Assault Cannon. Then we've got a Venerable Dreadnought with a Frost Axe and a Blizzard Shield, fan favorite. Then we've got a unit of Long Fangs, got the pack leader with his Plasma and a Chainsword, a Heavy Bolter, 2 Las Cannons, and a Underwhelming Missile Launcher. Maybe today I'll get a kill. And then we've got a Storm Wolf for our 16 capacity. And that's it for the Space Wolves.
All right, here we go with Maelstrom of War, Tactical Gambit. Here's our World Eater forces. We've got a battalion, 2 warlords here. We've got Karn the Betrayer, and we've got a Demon Prince of Khorne with his Hell-Forged sword. He will be our warlord. We've got the Brass Collar of Borgaster, lets us deny the witch. And we've got our trait of Exalted Champion, giving him another attack. So we've got 2 rhinos. This bunch here has 9 Berserkers and Karn in this one. And then we've got 10 Berserkers in this Rhino. Rounding out, we've got a squad of 10 Chaos Marines. We've got a Heavy Bolter and a Plasma in there. We've got 1 batch of Cultists. We've got our Raptors, 1 with a Melta, another with a Plasma. And then we've got Brutus the Hellbrute with his Multi-Melta and a Power Fist. And then we've got brand new a Khorne Predator debut. So that is 1,500 points of World Eaters. All right, World Eater turn 1 recap. We drew, we bet 1 before we drew. And then we drew Priority Orders, which we got Mission Critical Objective, which we rolled a 5. We've got No Prisoners, Domination, and Blood and Guts. So let's recap our turn real quick. Remember, we bet 1. Rhinos advanced, got some good rolls, so we're about halfway through the board at this point. Brutus moved up, he advanced as well, brought the Demon Prince up. Raptors are still in the skies, because with the new beta rules, they cannot come out in turn 1. Marines advanced, got into this building here. In the shooting phase, Brutus took a shot, didn't connect. Predator autocannon did the business. We had 5 shots. One of them snuck through, so we did 3 damage on the Venerable Dreadnought over yonder. Then we shot the las cannons. One of them connected. One of the wounds went through. Michael, command point, re-rolled it, didn't save it. And then I promptly rolled a 1 on the damage, which he unyielding anciented anyway. So, and then we did connect even with the Havoc launcher. Got a wound through, and then he conveniently unyielding anciented that too. So overall, still 3 wounds on the Dreadnought that won't ever die. So not a terrible turn, but not a lot to report. Other than I did not get any tactical objectives, and so Michael got 1 point for the Space Wolves heading into Space Wolves.
All right,
turn
into
1.
Space Wolves turn 1. The only thing we really want to discuss is right here. The Storm Wolf destroyed a Rhino, utterly obliterated it. Fantastic series of rolls. Abnormal for me. Did all the damage we ever wanted. Overkill. Fantastic. It was great. Thank you, Dice Gods. You're the best. Dumped out these Zerkers in a place where they may or may not necessarily want to be. Now we're going to talk about the balance of my shooting. Let's start with this little guy with his Storm Bolter. He's not for shooting, so that's fine. Didn't really do anything. Then these Long Fangs that are the venerable ancients of our chapter, been around for a long time, millennia, really good marksmen, you know, awesome series of guys, great at shooting. They're on 3s, they're rerolling 1s at that Rhino in the background. You know, who can roll a bunch of 2s? We even played a stratagem, Wolf's Eye, decided to go with wounds, because seriously, who's going to roll a bunch of 2s? Yeah, that's me, so ran through a whole bunch of 2s with all of the weapons, ended up taking a wound, maybe 2 wounds off the Rhino, I think, with them, las cannon at the end. So did a little bit, so can't complain too much, but I'm gonna need them to drink a little less and do a little more there. The big story, I think, is the debut of me using psychic power. So came right out the gate and went to cast the -1 to hit spell on the unit of Chaos Marines. I could see them, they were in range. It was fantastic. First time doing a psychic phase. Really hardcore, needed like a 6, rolled an 11. Boom, perfect. Can't get better than that. They're now -1 to hit until my next phase. That's fantastic. Went to roll the Murderous Hurricane, only needed a 5. Catastrophically shit the bed, didn't get that one. Wanted to see it, Daneman wanted to see it. We all wanted to see it, didn't see it. These guys couldn't shoot anybody, but they looked good and secured an objective. I did bet 1 on the victory point conditions. I did get 1. I had priority orders received, counterattack, we're saving that one for later, secure objective 3, and the very unreasonable domination. We did secure objective 6, that's where the Great Hunters are, so we did score a point. Bet a point, got a point, denied a point to the World Eaters, and this is where we stand at the end of Space Wolves turn 1. 2-0 Space Wolves for right now.
All right, at the conclusion of World Eater turn 2. Did some shooting, did some advancing. Let's see here. First thing, the Berserkers did come in. They made a successful charge through the building. Didn't have to face any Overwatch. We came in here to the Dreadnought. Did a lot. Did Berserkers doing Berserker things. Took, I think he had 7 wounds remaining, 5 wounds, so we did manage to kill him. Hosscat Jones with the Power Fist did the honors. And then Demon Prince and Brutus also made the charge, but didn't get any shots in. Didn't give the Dreadnought a chance to fight back, which is good for us. Other than that, shooting phase. Oh, so we did have a successful cast, so we had -1 to hit on these gents. We shot those gents over there. I think we killed 1 or 2. Nothing too exciting. Bolters, plasmas. Over here, the Raptors did come in this turn. They shot everything we had at the Stormfang. Didn't really do anything there. Predator, MVP of the shooting phase. Did the Predator autocannon. We connected, but we didn't wound. And then the las cannons, though, weird thing. The dice behaved, so they both hit, they both wounded, and then we rolled 7 for the damage. So we had a good showing with the las cannons, which feels wrong. So that's how we stand. The Space Wolves still have quite a few units not even on the table yet. I'm sure Michael's going to bring them out next turn. That's not going to be good for us. Overall, from victory points, we did get blood and guts this turn. We killed the Dreadnought. We bet 1, so the 1 point for the World Eaters. There you go.
End of Wolves, turn 2. Pretty fun and exciting stuff going on here. We had the Stormwolf transport here that blew up that Rhino. It dumped out its cargo of Blood Claws, Harold Fairhair, the Wolf Lord, and Ulrich the Slayer. They then moved this way towards Brutus and a unit of Berserkers that aren't there. They did bolt pistol some Zerkers, did some business, that was good. Ended up charging this Brutus. Got it down to 1 wound, so barely hanging on. And then the Long Fangs took some shots at a Rhino that was over there, and their Heavy Bolter and the Missile Launcher shot at the Zerkers. We cleaned up the Zerkers, that was good. We ended up killing the Rhino, that was also good. The Terminators charged in on the Rhino. They're actually the ones that finished it off, and they're now ready to square off against these Zerkers. There's also a scary Demon Prince and a scary Brutus. These gray hunters and a Jaw are hanging out, waiting to figure out what's going to happen. But overall, pretty decent Wolves turn. A lot of 2s I rolled. That's the theme of the day. But we ended up killing 2 Chaos Marines with the Stormwolf. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 total Zerkers. That's pretty good. A Rhino. And 2 more Zerkers. So we did pretty well there. We bet 1, failed to achieve any of our objectives, so we gifted the World Eaters 1. We still have counterattack for our priority orders received, which we haven't heroically intervened yet. We will hopefully soon. Secure objective 3. That's going to be tough because that's right here in the bastion of cultists. I'm not sure we're going to quite get that one. Overwhelming firepower, that's a fun one. Completely kill a unit in shooting. Yeah, so we killed 8 of the 9 Zerkers here. Didn't wipe them out, they fled in morale. So we destroyed the unit, that's awesome, but not in the shooting phase. So I didn't kill him, Deadman killed him. So that was good. And then domination, I don't think I'll ever achieve this one in the history of me playing this game, but yeah, I'm not going to hold all the objectives. So here's where we stand going into World Eaters turn 3.
End of World Eater turn 3. Lots to get through, a lot of action, a lot of death, a lot of betrayal. Let's jump right in here. Predator did some shooting at the Stormwolf. This is where the crash site is. He did not blow up, but we finally got him. He was down to 2 wounds, and las cannons did the business. Overall, over here, the Plague Marines, I'm sorry, not Plague Marines, the Chaos Marines moved up, did some shooting. Not a lot to report. Killed 1 or 2 of the Wolf Marines. Not too fantastic. Over here, Raptors, they came down, they made the charge on Ulrich. They did some fighting, did 2 wounds. Ulrich fought back, killed 2 Raptors. Heroic intervention, that's Space Wolf, kind of their thing. Also their thing is rolling 1s, which Michael did great. Luckily for me, rolled boxcars on the save and saved the 3 Raptors. So they're going to die soon though, next turn. Coming on around to the other side, we have some combat that's going to be interesting. So we had Demon Prince. He charged in. We had Brutus finding some Blood Claws. There were 6 of them left, 2 of them. One with a Power Fist, one with a Thunder Hammer. Demon Prince charged in, got to fight, killed 4 of them, and then we had Michael use the interrupt stratagem, killed Brutus in the fight phase, and then decided to be a hoss in morale and roll a 6. So those other 2 guys, thankfully, as they were badasses, ran away. And then over here, there were some Wolfguard Terminators, and then they met Karn. And with our Blood for the Blood God, we did manage to kill all 4 Terminators with Gore Child. We also managed to kill 2 of our own Berserkers, since we're the Betrayer. That was less cool. Took morale, and I rolled a 1, so we got lucky there. So there's 3 left, kind of facing these guys down. So lots of action that turn. Let's recap on our points. We bet 1. So we're gonna do no prisoners this time. So 1 point for the World Eaters.
Here we go. End of Wolves turn 3. Absolute nightmare in frame here. Karn the Betrayer is just an unstoppable force. I'm trying to find an immovable object, but haven't found it yet. We shot him, we charged him, got him down to 2 wounds, which is pretty good. Yeah, he fought us back with Gorechild there. He just, I mean, he turned the Grey Hunters into just paste. He did kill, on the upside, he did kill the last 3 Zerkers in his own squad, though. Karn the Betrayer lives up to his name. Najal squaring off against him now. Hopefully we can snake 2 wounds off him, and there are some Chaos Space Marines in that gap there. So we shall see what happens going forward. But moving over here, you'll see that there is not a Demon Prince there. The Long Fangs realize, they recognize their failing from the last turn, made up for it, and sent the Demon Prince back to the warp. So I'm sure he's going to think about his failing for eternity for a bit, come back way more grumpy and angry, which is great. Then over here, the Raptors fought Ulrich. Ulrich survived, clinging on with a wound, and then Harold Fairhair here decided he didn't really like anybody picking on Ulrich because he's a venerable ancient, and turned those Raptors into corn paste, so killed them. Good for him, we're in a great place, but here's where we stand at the end of Wolves turn 3. Longfangs in a building, Wolf Lord and an Ulrich kind of off by themselves. Karn really staring down Najal, who we're going to learn if the Cyber Raven and him are good or not. And, some Chaos Space Marines, some World Eater guys with guns, which are made fun of by their Berserker brothers. But hey, somebody's got to hang on to Legion tactics. Then, of course, the Predator, who's kind of strung out, but a badass. And then the Cultist knocking down Objective 3. Like, holy crap, we're doing it. Now, for points, I did get Assassinate. I killed a character in my turn, the Demon Prince, and Overwhelming Firepower. Killed him in the shooting phase, so good for me. Got 2 points there. So, here we are. End of Wolves, turn 3.
End of World Eater, turn 4. Really MVP, hands down, for the World Eaters is going to be Karn this game. Marines moved in. We did charge the HQ that was over here. Did some shooting, not much to report. Moved into combat, and then Karn with our Blood for the Blood God. We did the business. Never really had a chance. Really took him to town. Other than that, Predator over yonder did some shooting on these gentlemen. We did kill one fellow. That's it. These guys are really dug in. Even las cannons, they're saving on 4. So gonna be a pain getting them out of here. So we're heading only into the bottom of turn 4, and it is a bloodbath. Only a couple units left for both of us here. So a knockdown drag out heading into the. Oh, we did get 1 victory point. We've got Objective 3 over there in the Cult Bastion. And so 1 point for the World Eaters.
So here we go, end of Wolves turn 4. That's where Najal Stormcaller was. Karned the shit out of him. So he's gone, put up a decent fight, took an entire Chaos Space Marine force and Karn to kill him. So he did alright, not bad. Runic Terminator armor, pretty good. Over here, Longfangs took their shots at the Chaos Space Marines. They did kill 1. Good saves by Denman. And over here, we did advance Ulrich and Harold Viher just towards the enemy deployment zone because we're really eyeing up some of our tactical objectives here. One is behind enemy line, trying to snake that, and the story, the stuff of sagas. So not sure we're going to get that one. Secure Objective 3, definitely not getting that one. Domination, definitely not getting that one. But we're eyeing up behind enemy lines. But here is where we stand at the end.
World Eater, turn 5. We've already killed the dog shit out of each other, so there's not a lot left to do. We did use our last 2 command points for the Tide of Traitors. Moved our cultists from here over to here to try to get some pot shots at Michael's remaining HQs. We did take 1 wound off of this fellow here. Everyone else being the Predator, and our Marines yonder shot at the Long Fangs. We were able to kill one of those guys with their +2 to their save, so overall, Predator did nothing, by the way. That was for the Marines, so we did not get any points, so that means Michael got one as we head into bottom of
All
turn
right,
5.
end of Wolves, turn 5. These Longfang shot these Chaos Space Marines, killed 2. Great success. Splat. Then over here, Ulrich and the Space Wolf Captain, or Lord, Wolf Lord, advanced towards the enemy deployment zone, towards the cultists, and that was really it. And here's where we stand at the end of Wolf turn 5. Now going to roll to see if the game continues. Kind of sad for the Wolves at this point, but we're going to see what happens. End of Space Wolves turn 6. Long Fangs here took a shot at these Chaos Space Marines, World Eater Space Marines. We killed one. Then we came on over here. I'm not sure I can get all the way over there. It's a big event. Let me scooch over here. Ulrich was there. He did die. Had a bit of a nightmare when he charged. Got killed in Overwatch. Praise to the All-Father. Then we had Harold Fair here, our Wolf Lord. He decided to charge this Predator. Took a wound in Overwatch, and then, yeah, that looks like a really close charge, because it is. I guess he's tired. I'm not sure. We did advance him a couple times, so I'm guessing he's tired, but didn't quite make the charge. So this is actually where we stand. Some cultists in a building, a Predator, a Wolf Lord. Then over yonder, we've got some Long Fangs facing off against 2 World Eater Space Marines. And then the real nightmare nobody's talking about, but everybody should talk about, Karn and the Manufactorum. That's the Carnufactorum there. It's a bad place. It's not good for the Imperium. We're going to have to respond later. But that's it at the end of turn 6. We're going to roll. I'm going to roll to see if we continue this nightmare. And we'll be back in a minute.
All right, Taj Hammer fans, the conclusion of our Saturday Taj Hammer Maelstrom of War Tactical Gambit 1,500 points game. We went 6 rounds, knockdown drag out between the World Eaters and the Space Wolves. Game over. Space Wolves win 11 VPs to 7 for the World Eaters. So here's how we leave things. Predator still there. Warlord, just really tough as nails. 3 wounds left. Facing down the cultists. Not a lot left on the board, guys. We really did some destruction to each other. You can just tell from the smoke clouds on the map here. Karn's over here. He's still kicking, but he's down to 2 wounds. We've got the Long Fangs in the building. That unit's down to 2. This Chaos unit's down to 2. So, bloodbath. Space Wolves victorious.